So, guys, let's be real today. How many of you have never, not even for once, had thoughts of revenge towards someone who did you wrong? Now, I can't see you, but raise your hand for yourself if you believe it has happened to you. And if you've raised your hand, let me say to you now that you lied. And I know this because I know that as long as you're a human being on earth, you have at least for once in your lifetime thought of taking revenge on someone for an actual or a perceived wrong. Or you have even gone ahead and gone further and taken revenge on someone. You see, wanting revenge is a perfectly normal emotional reaction that almost everyone gets. And even toddlers, as young as they are, when they feel wronged, they take revenge in their own little babyish or childish way, okay? And so you can't really say that nobody has ever wronged you so bad in your whole life that you never thought of extracting revenge, all right? Because again, saying that would be another lie, all right? So let's not even bother, right? I know it's not true. The truth is that every one of us will feel the need to extract revenge at some point in our lives, whether it's for something as trivial as being cut off in traffic by a rude driver and wanting to return the favor, as many of us try to do, or finding out that your neighbors, for example, keep reporting you to the authorities for no reason, and now you want to kill their cat. Something as serious as finding out that your partner has been cheating on you with your best friend, perhaps, or that someone has been bullying your child at school, or a family member has denied you your inheritance, and now you fully intend to take the law into your own hands and get some sort of justice. You see, whatever it is, there are many reasons for wanting to take revenge, and so whichever kind of situation may be for you, the truth is that we will all feel wronged by someone at some point in our lives. And we will have thoughts of ways that we can gain vengeance for it, okay? So in this video, I want to talk about what I call a calculated, compassionate response as a replacement reaction for revenge. And I will share my insight on it based on my experience and observation. And I'll tell you how God helped me to overcome my own feelings of hurt, my own feelings and desires for revenge. Okay? Hello again and welcome to Insights with Chipo. If this is your first time on my channel, please don't forget to subscribe now and then click on the bell symbol somewhere down there that you'll see. And that way you can get a notification each time I upload a new video, all right? Also, please remember to give this video a thumbs up and leave me a comment if there's something you'd like to add to what I've said today, okay? Now, I'm so glad you've dropped in or dropped by again today. Let's get right into it. I'll see you shortly. Now today I want to talk about how to overcome your feelings of revenge and move on to a more peaceful relationship with yourself and perhaps with others, okay? Because I've learned that holding on to thoughts of revenge for a long time, will not only affect your relationship with God, but can steal your peace and put you at war with yourself for a very long time. Believe me, I speak from a place of experience, okay? So the first thing I want to tell whoever is listening right now and struggling with thoughts of revenge is this. It is a perfectly normal emotional reaction to have, honestly. Because like I said earlier, we're all human beings, okay? And it's a part of our natural survival instinct to react in an angry way, mostly because we all have a responsibility to protect ourselves or our self-esteem or our dignity or even our property and that of our loved ones as well, of course, and then to try to restore it, if we're ever put in a situation that threatens to take it away. All right. The truth is that in most cases where we've been slighted by someone, our first reaction would be to rage over what we're going to do to get back at them, okay? The process of imagining the details of how we want to get back at them can be satisfying as we enjoy the thought of the pain we believe our act of revenge will inflict on them. And if we refuse to succumb to the nagging inner voice of the Holy Spirit, telling us to let it all go and leave it to God, we'll end up regretting it. Indeed, we will. Okay? Think orange suit in some cases. Just think. Okay? Because although having that strong need for taking revenge and enjoying the thoughts of it can be understandable in most cases, it can easily become a serious issue when we decide to actually carry out that revenge plan. Thoughts of revenge can become like a raging fire in the mind of a person who's been wronged. And if it isn't doused with what I call a calculated, compassionate response, it can eventually consume you and ruin your life and even that of others who may be connected to the situation somehow. Now, before I go further, I want to look at the definition of the word response before I tie it into what I will be sharing with you today, okay? Now, in summary, response is defined in the dictionary as a reaction to something, okay? It's a reaction we give after something has been said or done to us, okay? Now, it's also worth noting that the word retaliation, which is a more severe and negative reaction, is also listed as a type of response that can be given. And understanding this is pertinent to what I want to speak about today, okay? A few years ago, I had this work colleague who I line managed. And because she didn't like me, she never left out any opportunity to challenge my work authority. And most of the time, she even ignored instructions I gave her, all right? She was very popular with everyone at my workplace, especially my direct superiors, who, by the way, she was also backstabbing and had done a couple of times even to my face. It was just true to her nature, okay? Now, I know she didn't like me, but I still tried my very best to maintain a friendly and professional relationship with her, especially as I was her line manager and I had to work directly with her. This woman was loud, she was obnoxious, and she was crass and vulgar. And I mean vulgar around everyone, all right? Even her so-called friends at work were never safe from her vile tongue the moment they turned their backs and left the office where she was with them, okay? Anyway, one day I was on my way to attend a meeting that I had been invited to. And halfway through, I realized that I had forgotten some very important notes that I needed for this meeting. And so I decided to go back and get them quickly, but to make it back on time, I would take the back entrance of my office, which was a shorter route. And so as I approached my office, I had to go past an open window that belonged to a recess room, I believe. And as I did that, I suddenly clearly overheard a conversation this lady was having with some other colleagues about myself. And I also land managed these people, okay? So I stopped in my tracks and I stood there listening, beyond shocked. The things she was saying about me were so awful. They were hurtful and they were slanderous. And they also had a bit of a racist slur to them. And the most disturbing aspect of the whole scenario that was playing itself out there was the fact that as I listened, I didn't hear a single one of the other colleagues in the office say anything to caution this woman or even try to stop her. No. As a matter of fact, as they were talking, another very senior colleague walked into the office and I heard him ask them jokingly what they were chittering on about. And then he listened to them for a bit. He laughed out loud and then he walked right out of that office without a word of caution to them. Not a word. And so I stood outside that window, frozen and so heartbroken at what was transpiring in that office. It dawned on me that their silence was approval of the awful things this creature was saying about me. And this realization not only filled me with so much rage, but it gave me a determination to fight back. I was so angry, and I was not going to that meeting again anyway. How could I after what I just witnessed? So I just called, my colleagues at the meeting, and I excused myself, saying that I suddenly felt really ill and I had to go home. And I went home. I went home and I cried all weekend. It was a Friday, when the incident happened. So thank God I had the weekend in between to compose myself before having to go back to the office on Monday again. And so after I had recovered a little over the weekend, I thought of reporting what had happened, but I decided that I wouldn't, as it would have been their word against my word anyway. I mean, I had accidentally, been eavesdropping on them instead of confronting them immediately. So they all could have just denied it, you see. So I decided not to. And besides, since my time there was coming to an end anyway, having already put in my resignation letter earlier that month, as I was going to start a master's program, I just wanted to leave quietly, and not raise any dust as much as I would have loved to. I really would have loved to, but I decided to let it go. Okay, guys, I have to stop here for now, okay? This video is getting too long again. I'm trying to keep my videos really short. Please check out the concluding part where I tell you how I handled the situation. You don't want to miss it, I promise you. I'll see you there.